Welcome back, everyone, to the third episode of the Weapon H All-in-One podcast. I'm your host, Herman Alston, aka Weapon H. Today's topic we're going to touch on. We just had Valentine's Day pass us by, maybe a week ago, and now that everything's died down, I wanted to come in here and touch on that four-letter word that we talk about quite so often around that time of the year, and that's the word of love. When you talk about love, it has so many different meanings. You have, which is unconditional love, which is what it should be. I mean, sure, we can't just, that person do anything and anything to you 100 times over and then still expect them to love, or you expect them to love you for you to love them. But there's something I noticed over the years that goes along with that whole Valentine's Day thing. And one of the major setbacks I would see, I actually saw a lot of people, a lot of situations where people would have all types of arguments, breakups, and various different things all surrounding this one day of the year. And for me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And let me explain that to you. You're in a relationship, or even if it's just a friend or whatever the case may be, one day out of the year should not be the telltale sign of a relationship. If this one day could break you up, then chances are you didn't really have a strong relationship to begin with. And let's get into that. When you, there's a lot of different ways, we watch TV so much. And you see all of these commercials. You see the K commercial. You say this, you see that, you see that. And they give you a design of what now they're making you believe Valentine's Day and the word love in this sense should be about. And me, for one, I just thought it's got to be one of the most insane concepts that you can hear. Now, you have someone, for example, you have someone who goes out, is thoughtful. They create this whole scene and they create a whole situation that in their heart is feeling that it shows their love. But if you don't buy something lavish or some gift that what the TV thought it should be, whether it's chocolate, flowers, jewelry, or anything of the sort, that now it's not a good Valentine's Day. And I've always been one to buck against that particular way. I actually think the other way, the verse way I described, is actually a lot more thoughtful, and that's more expressing of love than buying some gift. I mean, buying a gift is easy. Oh yeah, I'm never just run out here and just buy some hearts, buy some chocolate, buy some flowers, and boom, bite my hands with it, I'm done with it. But that actually gets a lot more credit than someone who will go and set up a whole day. I'm going to get this evening set. We're going to do this. I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to have you relax. I'm going to set up a massage. I'll do a massage for you, and whatever the case may be. But it doesn't have that TV, that trendy, that lavishness or commercial appeal to it. And they get into an argument. That's just one small example. There's so many others, and that could be used. But love shouldn't come with a contract. It shouldn't be, okay, if you do this, that means you love me. This, that means you love me. We're going to be in a relationship because you can do this and you can do this, you can do this. But this is my way of what you should love, but not considering each other's personalities and what they may consider love, what you may consider love, and find some type of ground where the two of you can actually coincide and make things probably a lot easier. But the main thing is just communicating. And we tend to not communicate enough with each other. Everyone always think, well, that person should know me. They've been together. We talked a few times. That's not realistic. at all. Sometimes you have to talk more than once. You have to say, I mean, hell, it's it's hard for you to know yourself sometimes. You have to almost repeat things to yourself to make sure you know yourself. Then most people don't even know themselves and expect someone else to know them. And for me, that is an insane concept on how you figure how you think love should be. Love is unconditional, whether it's, like I said, relationship, friendships. I mean, if you look at the animals, a pet, dog, for instance, they don't even have to be treated bad. I mean, treated well, sorry. And they still love you unconditionally. Now, us as humans, we have a bigger brain capacity. We have the intelligence to be able to see things that shouldn't be, but yet we really don't use it that well. For all the brain power we have, we tend to be more small minded than the animals who are looked at as simplistic. And for me, it's really like a waste. You got to go into every day thinking love. And that doesn't mean pour out all over it. Love can be simple. If you come out starting your day first loving yourself, because that's the key. That's the one thing we tend to neglect more than anything is loving ourselves. How do you love ourselves, you say? Loving ourselves is one, taking care of our mental well being. Find out the things that make yourself happy. And if you don't know, start trying to do things. You have to try new things, try things over and over, and you find out the things that you like. And once you start finding out the things that you like, then guess what? You can start doing those things. Then you're more prepared on what you really like enjoying doing. So when you do end up meeting someone, or whether you're with friends or in a relationship, you can project that better and they can actually pick up on it because you actually know what you like. And that's just one way. Another way is taking care of your body. You have to take care of yourself. You want to have to eat well. Yes, no one is saying you can't go out, you can't party, you can't do all the things like that nature. But you have to take care of yourself. When you let your body go, that shows you don't really love yourself. And I hate, I'm not, people are going to maybe upset about that comment, but it is what it is. If you're taking care of your body, that shows you have a lot of love for yourself. No one say you have to look like a fitness model or one of these people that they have on Instagram or Facebook or anything of those natures. But you have to take care of yourself, which is also a form of self love, self gratification. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not, you may dress it up, you may buy an expensive outfit, you may buy some great shoes, and you may buy all this stuff, but you still, and then you can only walk one block and you're tired, you can't do any of the things that you thought that you would like to do, or what your partner may like to do, or what your friends may like to do. You can't keep up because you're not keeping yourself in shape. You're not taking care of yourself. And the biggest thing of all, not even so much the exercise, the eating. I mean, there is no bigger form of self-love than eating the things that take care of your body. Yeah, you have a lot of commercials and you have a lot of things on TV now that will make, well, we can't body shame, we can't do this. And nobody's saying, it's not here shaming anyone. But at the same time, I am here to tell you that you need to take better care of yourself. Because all of these little diseases, you have the diabetes. I mean, I've never seen so many people in their 30s and 40s that's diabetic. It's insane. It really is. That's not something that you should be worried about in your 30s, 40s, and even 50s. We have a lot of people now walking around passing away in their 40s and 50s from stuff that didn't really happen until they were in their 60s, 70s at the very earliest. But now we're dropping off like flies because we don't take the time to love ourselves. So anything with love is going to start with first self-love, first and foremost. You can't depend on someone else to be the force that guides you to love. You can't be with someone when you don't even know what you like. Because now you're gonna have fuss. You're gonna say, you don't know me, you don't know me. Well, you don't know yourself. So how can you expect anyone to love? How can you expect to meet anyone? How do you attract love when you don't have love to begin with? And sure, some people can express it to others, but it really has a limit when it doesn't start within yourself. So my biggest message today is to start with self-love. Love yourself first. Love yourself mentally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, and health wise, and nutritional wise. You have to have those phases to first have love within. Now you can start to express love outward. And then with that, once you start that love of yourself, guess what? Whether you, and another thing I've left out, I use meditation with that as well. So you can meditate as far as trying to give affirmations to get yourself on the right path of learning yourself, knowing who you are, knowing who you like to be, knowing the things that give you enjoyment out of life. It can't just be something that you saw on the television screen. They saw that, well, that's what I want. But then you do it and you don't really know what you're doing. For instance, you'll see someone on vacation, and there's a lot of things that you can do on vacation. You can see sights, you can learn history, you can learn culture. But and yes, learning culture is eating part of the food, but you have people who will go on a trip and come back and you ask them, how was the trip? And, well, I ate here, I ate there, I ate this, I drank this, I drank that. And yeah, you do want to try new foods, but if you're going over there trying to eat the same stuff that you eat here, you're not really trying new foods. And if all you did was eat and drink the whole time, what was the whole purpose of that trip? And again, you're not going to do it if you don't really know what gets you going. If that's all that gets you going, then chances are you really don't know enough about yourself. So to break it down again, love, you need to have those facets. Loving yourself first. Now, once you get to the point where you're loving yourself, then guess what? You have a different attitude about you. Your confidence, your self-esteem, everything is better because now you know what you have within. And now it's projecting to others. Now you start to notice that you attract different type of people. And some of those people that you hung out around before, guess what? You may not hang around them as much because now you're starting to see yourself in a different light and you're starting to progress. You're starting to change for the better and you're growing. And that's what this life is really all about, growth, learning as much as we can and enjoying this experience that we have while we're here. So it starts with yourself, learning how to love yourself, and then we can project outward love towards other people. And that's all we're going to have for today. But remember those words: love, 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 but love yourself first. You can keep up with the podcast on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, Google, and Amazon. So, and I'll be giving updates on my social medias, weapon_h_fitness_training on Instagram, Herman Austin on Facebook. And I will see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, love yourself first.